In this video, I will talk about something which is very common since the start of Growtopia. It is known as investments, or some people call it buy low, sell high. Basically, investments can be advantageous or risky. In order to get the full concept behind this method to getting rich, watch the whole video to understand better. Knowing what your demand and supply is would give you a rough estimate on what you should prepare. When the supply of the items increase, the demand of the items would generally decrease, causing the price to depreciate. On the other hand, when the supply of the items decrease, the demand of the items would increase, causing the price to appreciate. If the item could no longer be obtainable until a certain event is resumed, for instance, the lucky clover is an example, during St. Patrick's Week, the price is roughly 4 to 6 world blocks, but after the event it is about 8 to 9 world blocks. The reason for the increment in the price is because you could no longer obtain the lucky clovers from the store till the following year. The best part is the Phoenix Wings because this item can no longer be attainable since Summerfest in 2014. Also, when a new item is being introduced into the game, such as a new event item or the item of the month, obviously don't be in a rush to sell them. The introduction of an unknown element into the game would cause an increased supply, but the demand would still increase but at a less rate compared to the supply. One great example would be the Flaming Scythe. On the first day when it was released in the carnival, it was 64 world blocks, but on the third day, it became 20 world blocks. And subsequently, the price decreased and it is now 3 to 4 world blocks. Well, I remember the prices really clearly because I was playing Growtopia back then when it was released and my friend actually bought it for 20 world blocks. Once you've known your demand and supply, it's probably time to create a shop or maybe a storage to store your items. Sometimes it is necessary to use up a couple of worlds just for storage, although it might be a hassle when finding those items. Separating the items into different categories like for instance A to L and M to Z, and event items and science stations would allow you to search for the items more efficiently. Your storage doesn't need to be that fancy, even a simple one would do the job. When you have a storage, it allows you to search for things better, and it allows you to know your stock at a bigger picture instead of only looking into your inventory. Hence, when events come, you can visit the event section and look up for the necessary items you need in order to invest and gain profit. You could place vending machines in a section of a world, well preferably close to the white door, and players can just come, buy and go without much hassle. Some players also come up with different concepts, like trading an item for only a specific type of seed, like lava seed and rock seed, which are very common in these small shop worlds. When special events come, such as the carnival, items like the superpower cards and the surgical tools will rise in price since they are in demand to complete the various steps. Relating to the items in Growtopia, if you need for instance the Nightmare Devil Wings, but you think that it is way too expensive and furthermore you can't afford it. Hence, you will usually look for other alternatives, which in this case would be the Devil Wings. Although the colours are different, but the pattern and the structure remain the same, so you could actually save world blocks on something which has a similar design. Don't rush to trade. Always think of what to do and look out for other alternatives if there are any. Otherwise, you will tend to have a habit of being thrifty. Think about how it would cause a benefit or a drawback. Hence, never be in a rush to buy or sell something, even when the price is being lowered. Ingredients for new items would occasionally have the usage of the transmog crystal. An example would be the Ice Dragon Hand. We know that the Ice Dragon Hand could be made by combining a transmog crystal, 20 snowballs and a dragon hand in a chemical combiner. As the days went by after the Ice Dragon Hand was released, the price of the Dragon Hand increased, whereas the Ice Dragon Hand decreased. Most players know the reason for the decrement in the price for the Ice Dragon Hand, but they don't know about the Dragon Hand. I've ever asked myself this. It turns out that the reason is very simple, and it's because when more Dragon Hands are used to make the Ice Dragon Hand, the supply for the Dragon Hands is decreased, causing the price to rise. So you may ask, if more and more Dragon Hands are used to make the Ice Dragon Hands, does it mean that one day the price of the Dragon Hand will be more than the price of the Ice Dragon Hand? Well, I don't think so. The prices will be stable to a certain extent, and economically, it will not fluctuate that much. An example for investments being risky would be the Xenonite Crystal. When it was first released, the price was roughly 45 diamond locks. Now there are two reasons for the depreciation in the value and 1 is due to the increased supply of the xenonite crystals, and number 2 is due to the introduction of the builder's lock. Hence, from this example, you can clearly tell that investments are indeed risky. Lastly, once you've understood the other 4 concepts, it is time to trade. Well, a bit of history here. During my early days in Growtopia back in 2015, there was literally no such thing as buy wing or buy hand or buy or sell these kinds of worlds. There was only trade A, trade B, trade C, all the way until trade Z. And I always hung out in the world trade F, and if I'm not wrong, it's owned by Tetrafang back then. So with the current system of the chain of the buy and sell worlds, you can have a wide variety of worlds to buy or sell your items in. Thus, with these 5 simple steps, you can explore onto different items which you can rely on for investment. If you have any questions, comment down below and I'll be very happy to answer them to clear your doubts. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video on the investments, so if you found this video useful, like, subscribe and hit the bell to be part of the notification squad. Take care.